Hi friends, welcome to SS Automation Technologies. So today in this class we're going to discuss about the Selenium course content, that what we're going to discuss in the coming sessions. So trust me, we're going to discuss almost all the concepts and all the topics in Selenium, and mostly we're going to cover all the topics with real-time practice. So what I'll do is, I'll take some real-time websites like Facebook, Google, Opera, whatever is the kind of real-time websites I'll take, and we'll start automating those real-time websites, like clicking on the different buttons, selecting the radio buttons, selecting the check boxes, and automating that and going to the different web pages. So it gives you a kind of the real-time experience, real-time scenarios. It will really definitely helps you. And below are the topics that we're going to discuss in the coming sessions. So I just want to give you some quick overview of the topics that what we're going to discuss in the coming sessions. Okay, the first thing is manual testing. So this we will discuss in the end of the session, because the interesting stuff is obviously automation. I know most of the guys came here to learn the automation. So we'll start with the automation basics, like how to install the Java, like setting up the environments of the Java, and the same time how to install the Selenium jars, and giving the Selenium jars knowledge to the Eclipse. And we'll start writing our first code, and we'll start automating the different websites. And also here are the different types of topics that we're going to discuss. So let us discuss them one by one. Okay, so the Selenium components and objects identification, this is the initial one. Core Java concepts, of course we're going to cover almost all topics of Core Java which are necessary for testing. Okay, and here WebDriver with the project testing. Okay, and framework design and implementation from scratch. So this is something which is very important. So we're going to use the TestNG as well as the Cucumber, Maven, Jenkins. So all these concepts we're going to cover in this. So we'll take one website and we'll start developing that website from the scratch, and also we'll develop different framework using TestNG, Cucumber, Jenkins, Maven. Don't worry about the terminologies, guys. In the coming sessions you're gonna have the good knowledge on that. So I'll try to teach from the starting onwards, just like so the very basics. Even a non-programmer, even a manual tester, even a person who doesn't have any knowledge on the software testing can also learn this, because I'll start from the scratch. What is the variable, what is the constant, what is Selenium, how to install the different plugins to it, and how to give the knowledge to the project build path. So don't worry the kind of terms what I'm using now, just follow the sequence of videos what I'm doing here. Just follow the sequence, you'll get a good knowledge. Okay, and here you see integrated third-party tools and framework, fundamentals of RESTful services. Okay, and these are the different modules. And here you see the Selenium components and object identification, and here your actual automation starts, like automation testing, and test types of automation tools, test automation fundamentals, automation testing tools, Selenium components, object identification locators. And coming to the Core Java, because you see the Selenium can learn with the different programming languages. Okay, the more popular is the Core Java, and nowadays Python is also becoming more popular. And trust me, guys, so I would like to give you the more knowledge on Core Java, and after completing this course and based on the response I'm getting, I will also start with Selenium with Python as well. And also if you want to have the good knowledge in Selenium, if you want to have the very good career, it is always advisable for you to learn more programming languages. If you know one programming language, let us say the Core Java, it is absolutely fine. It is easy for you to learn Python as well. Only the difference is the syntaxes. Okay, and after learning the Python, you can also learn the JavaScript. You can also do the Python, Selenium automation with the JavaScript, Selenium automation with the C#, Selenium automation with the Ruby, Selenium automation with the PHP. But don't worry, just learn Core Java. This is a more popular. Almost most of the companies are using Core Java only, and nowadays Python is also becoming more popular. So if you want to learn Core Java, it will be easy for you to learn Python also. Okay. So I'll try to teach Core Java from the basics, and almost all the topics I'm going to cover. Just listen to them, try to practice that, so that you can do any kind of programming languages. Only the difference is the syntaxes. Okay, fine. And also this is not like a development, right? The development is you need to do deep dive into the topics, right? But if you see the testing, you will only learn the basics, the necessary concepts like the OOPs, the classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation. So these kind of concepts we're going to learn. So don't worry if you don't know the terminologies. I'm just giving you some overview of the kind of topics that we're going to learn. So this is something which is most important, guys. Once again, let me check whether the recording is going on. Yeah, the recording is going on. So this is, guys, so we're going to discuss all these things in the coming sessions. Just stay tuned and follow my videos in a sequence. It will give you a wonderful experience, and you'll enjoy the learning. I hope that. Right, you see the about Eclipse and language fundamentals, conditional statements, loop statements, keywords, arrays, packages, classes and objects, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, abstraction, interface, right, and WebDriver with project testing like basic Selenium, and there will be some advanced stuff like LEDs, frames, windows, drop downs, web page backman, synchronization, miscellaneous concepts like capturing screenshots and accessing data from the database, Ajax events, handling auto suggestions, different Selenium exceptions, right, robot classes and mouse event, JavaScript executed in WebDriver, working with Excel, and framework design and implementation from scratch, automation. This is something which is very important because you're going to develop your framework from the scratch. That's something gives you a real-time experience. You can keep yourself with the 3+ years of experience by learning this framework from the scratch, right? So even TestNG and JUnit and advanced TestNG concepts, integration of third-party tools and framework like Log4j, Jenkins, GitHub, Maven, Cucumber tools with WebDriver, okay, design patterns, and auto Selenium Grid, fundamentals on RESTful services in Java. Okay, so this is something, guys. These are the topics we're going to discuss in the coming sessions, but trust me, this is just like the topics what I have given you is just I have taken from the Google and some other like that, but we're going to cover more than this. That's something you need to remember. We're going to cover more than this, almost all the topics we're going to discuss, and based on the response what I'm getting, based on the the likes, comments, and sections, the subscribers, I want to also do the more courses like Selenium with Python, Appium, REST API with SOAP UI, and Cypress. It will be really helpful for you guys. So this is completely free of cost. You can learn, and I will also give you the real-time projects that will be helpful for your career. And just stay tuned. Happy learning. Thank you. So this is about the Selenium course content. Okay. So now after this, now let us discuss about the Selenium features. Okay, fine, the recording is going on, guys. I'll just tell you what exactly the Selenium and what we can do with Selenium. Okay, so before doing that, just open the Selenium official website. Okay, just go to the Google. Okay, Selenium official website, you need to type Selenium HQ. Okay, just type it. Okay, this is the Selenium official website, www.selenium.dev. okay, just open this website. Okay, so here what it is written in when you open the website is like Selenium automates browsers. That's it. What you do with the power is entirely up to you. So this is in one sentence I have given you what exactly the Selenium is doing, guys. So Selenium is by using Selenium you can automate the web browsers. That's it. You can't do anything other than that, because if you want to automate the desktop applications, or if you want to automate the mobile applications, we have the different tools are available. Like if you want to automate the desktop applications, we use the QTP. It belongs to the HP organization, but it is a paid version. Okay, and if you want to automate the mobile applications, you have to use the Appium. This is open source. And why Selenium becomes so popular is because it is completely open source, and by using that you can automate the web applications. Okay, so if you guys if you have some kind of doubt what is web application, desktop application, and mobile application, I'll just give you a small overview here. So web application is nothing but the application which runs in your browser. Okay, this is the application. This is, let us say, Facebook, right? This is a web application because this application runs in a browser. The server is deployed in some other places. Okay, the server is deployed in some other place. So we just we'll have some URL. We'll just type the URL. The application will be accessible in the your browser, so that you can perform the your task, or you can perform your actions. The data whatever you have, the task, the requirement, the memory, and everything will be stored in that server only. This is a web application. But if you take the desktop application, mostly desktop application is like Windows applications, or if you are using the Apple iOS, it is the iOS application, or if you are using some Android, it's an Android application. These are called desktop applications, right? And if let us say here, if you see some kind of OBS studio, okay, this is a recording software, this is a desktop application. Okay, so the content, everything will be stored inside your desktop only. Okay, it is maybe based on the .NET we develop it, because it's the Windows based application. So this is a desktop application. Okay, and if you don't know what is a mobile application is nothing but your WhatsApp, your mobile Facebook app, your mobile kind of different app will be there, right? searching your dictionary, mobile dictionary. So all these are mobile applications. So if you want to test those applications, we're gonna test those applications by using the Appium. Okay, hope you got the idea. So Selenium, this tool is helpful to automate the web applications, your browsers, right? So like whatever kind of the Facebook or whatever you're using, the Google, or the some banking websites, or something like financial websites, or some traveling websites. So all these websites you can automate by using the Selenium. Okay, so now let's go to this is Selenium. So these are the three different types of versions available in Selenium. We can say these are different types of tools available in Selenium. Okay, so one is the Selenium WebDriver, one is the Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid. So let's discuss about what is the Selenium IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So Selenium IDE is a Integrated Development Environment. So what it is and what makes it so different than Selenium WebDriver and Selenium Grid. But one thing you need to remember, guys, there is no job opportunities will be available if you learn only Selenium IDE. If you have the knowledge on Selenium IDE, that's absolutely good. But if you learn only Selenium IDE, you will not get any job opportunities, because this is not much used tool in any software, guys. The purpose here is, if you want to create a quick bug reproduction scripts, create scripts to aid in automation, aid exploratory testing, then you want to use Selenium IDE, a Chrome, Firefox add-on that will do simple record and playback interaction with the browser. See, what's the Selenium IDE? This is just like an add-on. This is just like a plugin. This is just like an extension to your browser. So once you add this add-on to your browser, what you can do with this is, you can simply record your actions that you are doing in the browser, and you can playback those actions. That's it. You can only do these kind of things. Just like how you record your video, how you record the video of your birthday party, you'll just record the video and you'll just play back that video. The same thing we can do with the Selenium IDE, but here you will record your actions, what you're doing on the browser. Okay. The advantage of using Selenium IDE is, a tester, he doesn't need to learn any kind of programming knowledge. He doesn't require any kind of programming knowledge, because whenever you're using the Selenium IDE, it automatically generates code for you. Okay, the IDE, the tool itself generates code for you. Okay, so you'll just, even a non-programmer, even a guy who doesn't have any knowledge on the programming, can also use Selenium IDE. Okay, you have to simply install this add-on to your browser and just click on the Selenium IDE, so that it will record your actions, and after that it will play back those actions. Okay, this is just like a recording your video and recording the and playbacking that video. Okay, this is about the Selenium IDE, and it generates a big code automatically by our tool itself. Okay, now let's talk about the Selenium WebDriver, which is the more robust, more powerful, and we're gonna discuss this tool, and there are plenty of job opportunities are available with the Selenium WebDriver. I'm sorry, my dog is barking. Okay, so you see this Selenium WebDriver, you see this is actually a successor to Selenium IDE. Okay, this is a successor to Selenium IDE. So why I'm telling this is a successor to Selenium, I'm sorry, this is successor to Selenium RC. So why I'm telling this Selenium WebDriver is a successor to Selenium RC, initially we have a component called Selenium RC. Selenium RC is nothing but Selenium remote control. Okay, so this remote control has the ability to use the programming languages like the Java, C#, Python, PHP, Ruby, and these kind of programming languages. By using that, you can develop your own code in Selenium RC. Okay, but later on we got some advantages, we got some updates, and we got some extensions, and finally we land up with the latest tool called Selenium WebDriver. Okay, the Selenium WebDriver, if you want to create the robust browser based regression automation source and test, scale and distribute scripts across many environments, then you want to use Selenium WebDriver, a collection of language specific bindings to drive a browser the way it is meant to be driven. Obviously, this is something you need to remember, a language specific binding to drive a browser. Okay, this is the main place where you use the Selenium WebDriver. Fine. Now let us talk about the Selenium Grid. A Selenium Grid is same as Selenium WebDriver, but the only difference is it is to achieve the concurrency. Let us say I have a code, I want to run this code simultaneously, not simultaneously, concurrently on different platforms. Like a platform is nothing but your operating system. Let us say I have Windows operating system, I have Mac operating system, I have Linux operating system, right? So by using this you can do that. Let me pause. Okay. Hello guys. So let us start this. Sorry, my dog is creating disturbance. Fine. So you see the Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid is something like, this is something if you want to achieve the concurrency, you can achieve that by using the Selenium Grid. Let us say I have one operating system which is called, Windows operating system. Okay, and my client asked me to run my code on the Windows operating system as well as the Linux operating system as well as on the Mac operating system. Okay. So if I want to achieve this concurrency, because I don't want to waste much time, let's say to run my entire script is taking 1 hour of time, right? So if I want to run it one by one, it will take around 3 hours of time to execute the same script, which is time wasting process. I don't want to do that. So what I'll do is, I'll just use the Selenium Grid. Based on that, I will execute these tests concurrently on the different platforms. Like, I'll execute this test on your Windows operating system as well as, Linux operating system as well as on the Mac operating system. This is parallel process, right? This is called concurrency. So you can achieve this concurrency by using the Selenium Grid. So Selenium Grid is a tool which is available. There is a concept called as a hub and node concept. There will be a one hub in between. From that hub, this is a centralized position. From that is responsible. It has very intelligent enough to have the capability to run your code concurrently on the different platforms. So that is what the Selenium Grid actually gives you. Okay, so that the code whatever you have, you're running that code concurrently on the different operating system, as well as if you want to run that code on the Chrome, and if you want to run that code on the Mozilla, if you want to run that code on the Opera, Safari, Internet Explorer, or Microsoft Edge. So these are different kind of browsers you have available, right? So my client offered me that don't run my code only on the Chrome, you just run that test cases on the different browsers as well. So at a single instance of time, using by concurrently, you can run all these tests on the different browsers and the different operating systems. Okay, that is the main advantage of Selenium Grid. Anyhow, I just consolidated all these points and I have written one notes for you guys. So I will just give these notes in one GitHub or something like that. What I'll do is, let me complete the entire course so that you see the contents I kept in the previous and next Selenium future. So I'm just preparing one notes where you can have a simple recap of the whatever the topic that we are discussing, right? I'm just saving these notes, so I'll just share you, I'll just keep it in the GitHub at the end of this course. Okay, just try to follow, and if you want to write your own notes, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to have some quick recap of what we are discussing, and if you want to have this document with you, I'll share this document with you. It will be more helpful for you. Okay, just watch the videos, it will be helpful. Fine. Now we see the Selenium open source. Selenium is a completely open source. We discussed this point. And Selenium IDE, we already discussed about it. It provides playback and required features for the other thing test without the need to learn test automation language. Let us say you are new to the language, but you have to automate certain kind of things. So you don't know anything about the programming, then you can go for the Selenium IDE. This is absolutely good if you are a non-programmer, but this is not suggestible in a very complex projects that we're going to do in the coming sessions. If the project is very complicated, let us say it has a lot of things to do, then Selenium IDE won't work for you, right? You have to write your test cases according to your requirement. You have to write your test cases according to your strategy, right? And now Selenium actually helps you to do the web-based application. Okay, and it supports the multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, and you can run it on the multiple platforms like Windows, Apple, and Linux. Okay, and the different type of languages we have already discussed. Selenium WebDriver supports 6 different programming languages like Java, C#, Python, Perl, PHP, JavaScript. Okay, and it also supports parallel test execution, which reduces time and increases the efficiency of tests. This is we can achieve by using the Selenium Grid. Fine. Now Selenium can be integrated with frameworks like ANT, Maven for source code compilations. Anyhow, we're going to discuss all these concepts in the coming sessions, like what is a Maven, what is Jenkins, what is Jenkins, Maven, TestNG, Cucumber. So all the different concepts we're going to discuss. We're going to develop your framework from the scratch. So while doing that, you're going to discuss about all these topics. So don't worry if you are not aware of the terminologies. Okay, so we're going to discuss all these topics from the scratch, from the basics. Okay, and Selenium can also be integrated with testing frameworks like TestNG for application testing and generating reports. Anyhow, we'll generate the reports by using this TestNG. We're going to discuss in the coming sessions. Fine guys, and if you have any doubts, just try to put it in the comment section. Take care, bye bye, happy learning, bye.